Hey, what is going on? It is me, SR Mori, and today I wanted to talk about something really cool. If you didn't know, the Batman was just greenlit for a sequel, and so I thought I would go through and finally do what I would like to see in said sequel. So that is what we're going to talk about today. Please leave a like down below and subscribe if at any point during the video you like what I have to say. Yeah, so let's get into it. Why not? The Batman 2, just greenlit that there's going to be a sequel. So here's what they could do and what they should do. All right, so another possibility that could happen if they're like, nah, we're not going to do Freeze. You kind of see it set up at the end of the Batman, and I'm not sure how it's going to manifest itself, but I think a possibility is you could see Riddler and Joker teaming up a little bit. But I do think that Reeves is going to avoid putting Joker into his second movie because that will increase the level of which this movie will already be inevitably compared to The Dark Knight. Like if the second movie doesn't make $1 billion when The Dark Knight did, it's gonna make Reeves and Pattinson's Batman like I don't know if we're gonna get a third movie. So we might, but I mean the second one unfortunately has to make $1 billion, or it will always be viewed as inferior to Nolan's trilogy. And I might disagree with that. I might agree with that. I don't know. I haven't seen the second movie, so. But I think that's just kind of naturally what it's going to be compared to. So that's why this next one has to be. I loved the Batman, but the next one has to have more suspense in it. It has to have more action in it. You can still have that detective stuff. Batman has to be more competent. He has to have more stealth. Bruce Wayne has to be developed. Like, there's a lot of pressure on Reeves, I will say that, because this movie will be compared to The Dark Knight, and he's going to have to deliver, or it's going to destroy the Pattinson Batman franchise. So no pressure. So, yeah. They could have like a Joker Riddler team up, kind of like what you see set up in the Batman. But I think just by the nature of the characters, Joker would have to betray Riddler. And I would really prefer it if Riddler did not die when that betrayal takes place. You could throw in a third villain to mix it up, but I think these two villains would sell tickets for sure. Joker sells tickets. If you want to reach that $1 billion mark, you need one of these colorful villains. You can't just have the Court and Hush. You will not make $1 billion, and this movie is going to be compared to The Dark Knight. So you just have to have one of these colorful villains, whether we like it or not. Personally, I prefer the colorful villains anyway, but that's me. So there has to be something. And I would prefer it if Riddler did not have his mask on in this movie, because why would he have to wear it? Because people already know who he is. So, and I'm not saying he needs to be in a green suit with a check mark on it. He could just be wearing a green hoodie, jacket, and pants like he wears. But maybe, he's not wearing the mask. I would like that personally. So this could happen in the third film. It's a possibility. I do think in some capacity we'll have some kind of Riddler Joker kind of thing going on. It might be in the Arkham show. It might be, I don't know. But it will probably show up at some point. Reeves could use Riddler like Nolan used Scarecrow. I think that would be an effective way of using Riddler. I really, really liked Paul Dano's Riddler, and I would love to see him show up in every movie. Obviously not as the main villain. I don't think you'll ever see him as the main villain anymore, because he already had that. But it would be cool to kind of see him show up, like Scarecrow did in the Nolan trilogy. And again, I think Joker should and will play some role in the series, but not alone. I think Joker has been done so many times to dedicate a whole movie to just Joker, I think would be a mistake, because we want to see other villains. I think even casual fans want to see other villains. We do want to see Joker, but we also want to see other villains. And if we're only getting 3 movies, Joker should be with some other villain, and I think it makes sense to be with Riddler. But again, people, if you do that, they might feel a little cheated because, well, we already saw Joker and Riddler in the last movie. So we want somebody new. So I don't know if this is necessarily the story that they're going to go with. That's all for today. That's what I would do with the Batman Reeves verse if it was up to me. I would have HBO Max series, spinoffs, just developing this out as much as I possibly could. Have a great week, and peace out.